Today, we're going to talk about something many of us have right in our homes: gaming consoles and those interactive smart toys. And it's an important topic because what looks like simple fun can sometimes have a hidden side. Our goal here is really simple: to help you understand what's happening behind the screen so you can stay aware, calm, and safe. And let's be clear, these devices are popular for a reason. They bring a lot of joy into our lives. They can be really fantastic for entertainment, for learning new things, and for connecting with people, whether that's through an online game with friends or a toy that talks back. But it's always a good idea to ask what's happening in the background while all that fun is going on. Now, the point of this isn't to make you feel scared or worried. It's just about building awareness so that we can all use these technologies safely and feel good about it. So let's start with that first big question. When we use a term like data collection, what does that actually mean when it comes to these toys and games? Well, what kind of data are we really talking about? It can be a few different things. It might be location data from the device's GPS. It could be voice recordings picked up by a smart toy's microphone, or even access to its camera. It also includes things like user profiles, with names, ages, and interests. And of course, gaming behavior, like which games you play and for how long. Now, the reason companies often give for collecting all this data is for personalization, to make the experience better and more tailored for you. But it's also used for marketing, and in some cases, that data can be shared with other companies or what we call third parties. Okay, so that's what they're collecting. But the next logical question is, why does this even matter? Well, understanding the hidden risks is really the first step toward using these devices more safely. You can think of it like a trade-off. For example, voice commands are super convenient, right? But the risk is that they create recorded conversations that, if not secured properly, could be misused or leaked. Personalized profiles make the game feel like it's just for you, but that can also mean your behavior is being analyzed, maybe without you fully realizing it. And connected play is great for multiplayer games, but that same data can be used to send targeted ads, sometimes aimed directly at kids. To make this a little clearer, it helps to look past the what-ifs and add a real, documented case where these risks actually became a reality. And that brings us to the story of a smart toy called the My Friend Kayla doll. For a while, it was a pretty popular toy, a talking doll that was sold in a lot of different countries. So here's what happened. Investigations discovered that the doll was actually recording what children were saying to it. And beyond that, it was sending those audio files to outside servers that didn't have the proper security to protect that private information. And the result of this? Well, it was pretty serious. This privacy violation was considered so significant that the doll was eventually banned in Germany. Officials there actually classified it as an illegal surveillance device, which really shows you just how serious these privacy risks can be. All right, so after hearing that, the most important question is, what can we actually do about it? The good news is there are some really simple, practical steps that anyone can take to help protect their family's privacy. Here are 6 pretty straightforward steps. First, just turn off features like the microphone, the camera, and GPS when you're not actively using them. Second, take a look at the parental controls. They're built in for a reason, and they can help you limit what gets shared. Third, try to take just a minute to read the privacy policies, especially for kids' devices. Fourth, limit the Wi-Fi connection. A toy doesn't need to be online 24/7. Fifth, whenever you have the choice, go for toys that have offline modes. And finally, number 6, make it a habit to periodically delete any old data, like stored voice or video recordings. So if there's one key piece of advice to really take away from all of this, it's this very simple action. Anytime you're setting up a new smart toy or a new gaming console, just pause. That's it. Always stop, think, and verify. Don't just rush through the setup screens to get to the fun part. Taking a few extra moments to check the settings can honestly make all the difference. And that brings us to our final thought for today. The whole point of understanding this stuff is to help us use technology more responsibly, not to become afraid of it. It's really helpful to remember this idea. What looks like fun on the outside may be quietly collecting data on the inside. These devices are designed to be fun, for sure, but they're also powerful little computers working in the background. Again, the goal here is not to fear technology, but just to stay informed and to be a little cautious. When we understand how these devices work, we can make better, safer choices for our families. Ultimately, awareness is protection. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thank you for taking the time to learn with us today. Stay safe, stay aware, and please, think about sharing this information with your family.